Folks, I'll be sharing my techniques and this technology at these upcoming spaces. Sure hope to meet you there. Good morning, everyone. Today is November the 6th. It is a Tuesday, and this is the Futures in 5, taking a look at the edges of congestion here at 32 or so. We've got sellers here. This is support. Looking at resistance, we can see that there's a space that momentum says, hey, listen, you know what? Bounces higher, going to fade. I suspect they are, but we are still holding higher lows. And so that tells us if we decide to short, we're going to have diminished returns. And if we decide to go long, we are going to stretch ourselves into resistance and congestion events and then reverse. It's any man's game today. My thought is it's going to be fairly whippy as we move into the election. Or it could be incredibly quiet. People do nothing, waiting. Listen, whether we have a shift of whatever, things are still going to grind to a halt. People are still going to argue. There's a little bit of nothing occurring in the space in terms of how motion works, besides gridlock if we're going to have Senate and House divided, right? So who knows what's going to happen for us as traders? This is a wait state. This is a space to provide a catalyst. Everything points to this post-election bounce in the midterm. And so pullbacks look like buy zones. Guess when they stop looking like buy zones? When we stop heading higher. And that's what we have to do. Yesterday, stopped heading higher, or in days past, excuse me, last week, stopped heading higher. Yesterday, stopped heading higher. It's just the nature of the game. You have to get out when it stops heading higher because we are in a downward sloping formation from above and below. We're still making lower highs and we're still making lower lows. It's very obvious from this chart. If I look from here to here and here to here, and that's across the board. All right, taking a look at the NQ, same sort of thing, gridlocked. We need to hold 69.07 if we're going to look bullish. Notice yesterday we broke 69.07, faded steeply into prior congestion zones, and then turned right around and recaptured 69.07. Guess what? If we hold 69.07, we'll be in fair shape for bounces into resistance. That's what we've got here. We've got a resistance space. This one, again, lower highs, lower lows. That's the formation that we're looking at in our current short cycle. Doesn't mean that we're not in the middle of a relief bounce that could really press a lot higher depending on how traders read the market in general. And we really do have to watch out for that. 69.30, that's going to be the area that we really want to watch and hold, and then it'll be in better shape for us. Okay, taking a look at the YM, same sort of thing. Lower high, lower low. Granted, the lower high is much closer to this old lower high that we have, but still, looking back here, still lower highs. All right, what are we doing? This one's recovering in the middle of a relief bounce. Where are we? If we can hold 25,350, we've got upside pressure. This looks like a double top to me. For this very small cycle, I could fade, right? Today being sideways is very, very likely, and we're so used to this beautiful motion that we easily could sell off into support and then turn right around and bounce back into resistance. That's just what's happening. 62.20 remains the low edge of our space here. What are we trying to do? Bounce. We are. Yesterday I said, hey, if we can hold up above this area, we'll be in good shape. Otherwise, we'll be heading back to our lower spaces and potentially even lower. Now, we haven't gone potentially even lower. We are holding a lower high from yesterday in terms of this big motion, but we're holding support relatively well. It's still coming into the space and bouncing. Traders are trying to move up into the space. Relief bounce. The problem is if you say, hey, I just want to trade with the trend, people have been selling there, I'm going to try and sell, this big spike is going to lever you in tremendously uncomfortable spaces, particularly if you're carrying size. My thought is get to the edge, put yourself on alert, just like this one was right here, and then say, all right, now I'm going to watch for this cycle to fade. If we lose this area, we've broken the trend by time and not price, we're going to head lower, right, into the space. And if we head lower, we've got much lower levels to look at from that perspective. Taking a look at gold, also very sideways. What do we have here? This is an upward trending formation that took a very deep dip into a big support at the end of the month, turned right around and bounced. And ever since, November the 1st, we've been moving sideways. So what do we want to do? Hey, if things break out above 1240, we get to trade long. If they break down below 1228, 1229, we get to go short. Where's it going to go short? Into support. We are very landlocked. Look at momentum. We're very, very landlocked here. All right. Stay alert. And if you'd really like to make an impact today, I would say study and don't engage in price and, give yourself coronary of some kind. All right. That's it. Been to Futures in 5, and I'll see you tomorrow.